What's up, Philly? It's EROCK here with another Top 5 Countdown. Now, football is a sport uniquely affected by the elements. Hockey, they play indoors. Basketball, they play indoors. And in baseball, if it's raining, they ain't playing. But in football, if the weather outside stinks, tough luck. You're playing anyway. So in the spirit of getting down and dirty, here are your top 5 Eagle bad weather games of all time. Anytime you beat the Cowboys, it's awesome. But to do it when the odds and the elements are against you, well, now you're talking historic. Our number 5 bad weather game left the Cowboys wet, soggy, and wondering what happened. Heavy rain fell from the night sky when the Eagles took the field against the Dallas Cowboys in the opening half of the 2001 season. Quarterback Donovan McNabb threw for 3 touchdowns as the Eagles drowned the Cowboys 40-18, letting the world know that there was a new kid on the block. I was at our number 4 bad weather game. That morning, the area surrounding Philadelphia called a state of emergency. There was no cars allowed on the roads. But you know, we're Eagles fans and we don't listen too well. Come hell, high water, or 3 feet worth of snow, we were going to Philadelphia to see our birds go to the Super Bowl. Just one day before the Eagles were to play in their 4th straight NFC Championship game, a foot of snow blanketed the city of brotherly love. As game time approached, on a blistery cold day with field temperatures hovering a little over 0, a new element arose, swirling 35-mile-an-hour winds. But the winds wouldn't stop Donovan McNabb from throwing for 180 yards and 2 touchdowns as the Eagles won the elusive NFC Championship on their 4th try. When we talk about bad weather games, we imagine football players soaked in the mud in the rain or slipping and sliding in the snow. But sometimes it's the sun and the heat that can be your worst enemy. When the Eagles and the Cowboys met in the hottest game in NFL history, pundits believed the 109-degree heat would eventually wear down the guys from the north. But thanks to trainer Rick Burkhalter's idea of using pickle juice for added hydration, it was the Cowboys who were sweltering under the Dallas sun. Philadelphia's defense racked up 5 sacks and 2 interceptions while knocking out Troy Aikman. And Eagles running back Deuce Staley rushed for over 200 yards in a totally dominating performance. To play in a blizzard is not easy by any stretch of the imagination. But to win a championship in one, well, that deserves some recognition as our number 2 bad weather game of all time. Philadelphia was bombarded with snowfall on December 19th, 1948, which led running back Steve Van Buren to think the championship game was canceled. He later decided he would make his way to Shibe Park just in case. When Van Buren arrived, he couldn't believe that they were actually going to play. The tarp was under mounds of heavy snow and both teams were asked to help remove it. The snowfall was so rapid, seeing the yard lines was nearly impossible, so the officials had to use ropes as markers. Despite the weather, over 36,000 fans came to watch the Eagles avenge the previous season's NFL championship game defeat. Our number 1 pick was a tough game to watch, not only because of the sloppy play on the field, but literally, it was a tough game to watch. You couldn't see anything. Do not adjust your television. It's just a fog, trust me. The most famous bad weather game in NFL history almost never was. On the last day in December of 1988, high humidity caused a thick layer of fog over Lake Michigan, which spread across Soldier Field. Referees decided not to call the game, and quarterbacks from both teams combined for 6 interceptions. Fans and commentators had no idea what was going on, and the confusion only added to the Fog Bowl's historic lore.